Love or obsession?
Ooh, Yaoi review.
Hi everybody, it is Corbin, and today I am going to talk about The Lotus Eaters, Volume 1 by Ninona. Alright, let me give you a summary and then we shall delve into it. A cautionary tale of love and lust. Lope and Alexander's meet by chance in a Madrid library in 2007, in the oldest wet-smelling book section. A spark ignites quickly between the pair, and they enjoy a passionate relationship until Alexander is forced to return to Prague. Lope impulsively leaves Spain behind and follows his mate across Europe. At first, they seem to be living a dream life in a dreamlike city until Alexander introduces Lope to the obscure sexual secret of the world of virginal plays, a run of high society fencers who indulge their puppet master fetish fantasies. So, that kind of gives you an overall summary of what I expect the whole series to be like. This first one, all we get is kind of like the first half of the summary. The summary I read is actually available on Yaoi-Revolution's shop's page. Now, this is an 18 plus yaoi, and it's very 18 plus. Okay, I'll get that out there. There is no fluffing that in any way. The way this first volume starts is we meet Lope, who is talking about a guy he's obsessed with his friend. His friend thinks he's a big pain in the butt and is tired of hearing of it and hopes that those two can get together so he can get it out of his system. And we see him obsessing about it. Then we get a flashback where we get to see their first meetup in the library, where a very sexually charged meeting happens and some very lovely physical things happen. And it's just all around a great thing. I was really hooked after we saw the meeting in the library. Then when it progressed and we got to see more of the twist it was going to take, where we see the fetish start to begin, where he's a controlling, dominating sort of guy. Alexander is a controlling, dominating kind of guy. And Lope is supposed to play the subservient. And we start getting a taste of that in this volume. There's a couple other, I think there's two more sex scenes that happen, very sexually charged, very well depicted, very nice. And then it ends with us hearing that Alexander has to go to Prague and Lope makes a decision to leave Spain and go with him. That's where this one ends. We don't get any of the last half where they get to the dreamlike city at all. All we really do get is that he made the decision to go with Alexander. Now, let's delve into some of the more nitpicky kind of things. Storyline-wise, since we were just talking about that, I loved it. I was hooked right after the library scene. Hooked. I could not stop, and I didn't want to. I loved it. The second I finished reading this, I ran straight to my phone. I shocked my mother, I shocked my brother, and I said, I hope the second volume's available. And I immediately went to try to order it. It is not out yet, and I pray it is out very soon, because I can't wait. This one and Lost in the Snow have me overly hooked and obsessed, so I am dying to see the second one. The next point is the art style. Now, the art style in this book, I'll try to put images over while I'm talking. They remind me of Neil Gaiman. He writes Sandman. It reminds me of that, and also Jill Thompson, who in the late 90s, early 2000s, did a spin-off kind of take on Neil Gaiman's work. It kind of reminds me of a combination of both of their art styles together. It has that kind of grungy, dirty, harsh lines, harshly drawn. I thoroughly enjoy that art style, so if that's not for you, this is still worth it, because it's so well done. It doesn't stay that kind of gritty art style through the entire thing. It really doesn't. It does become kind of more refined, but it still keeps that kind of Neil Gaiman-esque squared off body drawing style. And then when it evolves, it kind of becomes like that Jill Thompson style, where it's a little more fluid and it's a little more, I don't want to say manga style, but it just becomes more fluid. I thoroughly enjoyed this beyond all belief. I gave it a 4.5 out of 5. It didn't get a 5 out of 5 because there's not a second volume available. If there had been, I would have ordered it and it would have gotten a 5 out of 5. So that's the major downfall for me, is it didn't have that. I need to tell you guys that this is a prequel to a series that is ongoing, or is paused, that is called Ubersexual. I did skim and read through that one. It's pretty good. I really like her art style. I really like the way she tells stories, and I think it's very masterfully done. So I do encourage you guys to check it out. I couldn't find The Lotus Eaters at all available online to be read, so it's not an online webcomic per se, but you do have Ubersexual you can read, which is actually really good. I did read the first like 4 or 5 pages of that one, and I really enjoyed it. So that would be something I'll link down below. I will link you guys to this. Now, this is published by a lesser-known yaoi publishing company called Yaoi-Revolutions, and if you guys don't know anything about Yaoi-Revolutions, I'll tell you about it right now. Yaoi-Revolution is a relatively new publishing company, only being about for 2 years. But boy, does it seem to have a bright future ahead, with their main desire being to shed a new light over the old regime. They say their works are inspired originals that dare to do things a little differently. They pledge to seek and find and introduce new blood into the international phenomenon that is yaoi. They also seem to be a great starting company for new published individuals, with the promise of artists who are published with them being able to enjoy creative freedoms from their overlords and take equal spoils of war. Now, from a consumer standpoint, since I do own almost everything they have published, I'll tell you it's amazing, and I'm obsessed, and I can't wait to order the new art book that should be out very soon, and I'm also very excited to start acquiring all the posters they offer. So I highly encourage you to check it out. The link will be down below. So if you guys have questions or comments, shoot them down below. Give me a big thumbs up. Give me a like. I love seeing that stuff, and I will talk to you guys later. Do you like what you see? Then... subscribe!